The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of ESPN Tucson 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, or the Arizona Lotus Corporation.
Welcome to Spears and Ali on ESPN Tucson.
Justin Spears, I like that.
With Justin Spears and Ali Farhang on 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, ESPN Tucson. Brought to you by Tucson Federal Credit Union, the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans, and Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I want to be entertaining, but I'm not stupid enough to compare myself to Ali.
Welcome back to Snappers and Ali here on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM, and the Spears and Ali podcast. We are joined by the first addition to Arizona's 2026 recruiting class, or transfer portal class, and that is Drew Nicolson, a transfer from Arkansas State. Ali, I'm very happy that they don't have to reach out to me to participate in the spring showcase and try out to be the long snapper. They got a good one in Drew Nicolson.
Well, as an Arizona Wildcat fan, I'm really happy about that too.
We got Drew joining us here. Drew, how's it going, man?
Great. And I really appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man. So welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I would say welcome to Arizona, but you're an Arizona native. You grew up here. You grew up in Tempe. You went to Corona del Sol High School, had some really good seasons there. I'm just curious, being in Tempe, did you go to any Territorial Cup games growing up?
Honestly, I haven't. My, this game coming next year will be my first. I just haven't been able to make it out to one of those. I think I was a little caught up with sports growing up that, I didn't get a chance to make it out there. But, yeah, I'm excited.
It's special, man. It's special. So you're the first transfer portal edition for the Arizona Wildcats. I'm sure you had some other options as well, but what stuck out to you about Arizona, and why did you want to come be a part of what Brent Brennan is building in Tucson?
Truthfully, I've always wanted to pursue an opportunity to come back and play in my home state. And so when I got the conversation going with Coach Niver down there in Tucson, I was hooked really off the first text. I was really excited to get that communication going. And then once I got down there, just really kind of fell in love with what Coach Brennan is foster. He really fosters a really inviting family dynamic that I'm excited to be a part of.
Drew, long snapping, can you kind of talk people through what it kind of takes, what kind of training you have to undergo in order to become an elite long snapper?
Yeah. I guess I'll just go into a little background with my past into it and how I got into it. I used to play both sides of the ball. Special teams was kind of like a neat trick I could do. I figured out how I could do long snapping, but really didn't invest into it until I suffered a knee injury. And, I had enough of an understanding that I could pursue long snapping at the next level that ultimately I had made the decision to stick to long snapping. And so lots of specialists go and have one-on-one training with a specialist coach. But I would say I'm predominantly self-trained. I just, I think it comes from a lot of self-critique, being able to analyze your own film and make adjustments and be able to dissect how it feels when the ball comes out of your hands. You can ask any specialist. They'll tell you that you can tell when it's a good ball or a bad ball. And so you just keep chasing that good ball, reps on reps on reps.
When you, we watch you snapping more extra points than punts, but when you snapping on a punt and it's just a crispy, beautiful, fast snap to the punter, how exhilarating is it for you to then run down the field and make the tackle?
That's my favorite part. I love, as someone who used to play both sides of the ball, I itch for that feeling to go down there and make contact. I love feeling like an athlete. I think there's tends to be a stereotype around specialists where, we don't want to really get involved, but I would say I'm not at all. I don't fit that stereotype at all. I love being able to, start heading downfield and just put my hands on somebody. It's my favorite part. I love that part of it.
I love it, man. And last year Arizona, they didn't add their 2 long snappers to the roster until the summertime, so they really missed out on all of those months of developing that chemistry with the holder, with the kicker.
Right.
How important is that camaraderie as far as the field goal operation and kind of developing that once you get to Tucson and continuing that up until the season?
It's crucial, really. Being able to, the kicker's got to trust the holder. Holder's got to trust me, and we all got to trust each other to get that operation going. And ultimately, I do have the holder to make me right, but I don't want to rely on that. When the way I've always viewed field goal is if we missed a kick, there's always something I could have done better. There's no such thing as a perfect ball. So. Yeah, I mean, it's crucial to be able to trust each other, and being able to get reps is vital. Like I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to getting out there and on the field and start working with that operation because the more you train it, the more you get used to your holder's stance, where he likes the ball. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's really important.
And Craig Nivar is the special teams coordinator going into his second season. I
Mhm.
love his attention to detail. And he
Do you
is,
love that more? Do you like his attention to detail more than his barbecue, or which
oh,
part?
actually, no, I take that back. His barbecue, from what I've heard, is second to none. So
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'm
jealous of
wondering,
you, dude.
Drew, does he use his barbecue as a way to entice you to sign with Arizona?
He did mention it a couple of times. I'm looking forward to getting able to assess it myself.
Oh man, it's so good. It might be a recruiting violation, honestly. Um, but but what kind of coach is he? From the conversations that you've had with him, how excited are you to play for a guy like that?
I mean, I'm thrilled for the opportunity. I think he does kind of attack special teams with a different mindset. As somebody who comes from more of a defensive background, and not so much, uh, strictly specialists. I think he comes with a little bit more of a diverse view of how special teams impacts the game. He mentioned that he views punt as the first defensive um, play because it's all about field position and being able to support the defense from that front is crucial. And so I've never really viewed that was different for me because I've always viewed punt as like um, you know we got to flip the field because we're giving it up for offense. We failed on offense, so we got to get going. So it was interesting to see that to shift that mindset. That we're really just getting a jumping off point for the defense rather than sacrificing for the offense. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Um,
Well,
so
you got to put Coach Nyvar's, put his money down on that because I coach special teams. I got a swinging gate where where the snapper's actually eligible to catch
yeah,
the ball. So, we could put that in for you, baby.
I would love that. I've always wanted that opportunity. I think I'm a weapon that is has been left unused in the past. But that's what snapper's dream is to be able to get our hands on the ball.
Yeah.
Justin was a long snapper too in high school. He keeps saying that, but if I look at your body type and his, I actually believe you.
I know. I thought. I think I caught that when you said the snappers and Ali.
Snappers and Ali, baby.
Definitely, yeah.
But you started your college journey at Akron, is that
Yes,
right?
sir. Yep.
And then you went to Arkansas State. So how would you summarize your college journey up to this point?
So initially, I actually had no offers out of high school, and so I connected with. I mentioned earlier most specialists work with a one-on-one with a coach. So by some stroke of luck, I connected with this coach, and he advised me to take a gap semester. So I took a gap semester, and during that semester, I just trained on my own and with him. And then Akron came to me and said, "We've got a PWO." So I took it, moved out to Ohio, across the country, um, played as a true freshman, and then unfortunately there was a coaching change, and so after a semester with a new coordinator, I just decided it was in my best interest to enter the transfer portal, and so hit the portal, and then Jack Bullard, who was a long snapper at Corona before myself, got me in conversation with Arkansas State. He had played there for 4 years up to that point, and just said nothing but great things about that program. So Ended up committing to Arkansas State under the premise that I would not start for a year, so that Jack could finish his eligibility, and then I would assume the starting job. And so that's exactly how it played out. And then again, at the end of the season, I was faced with another coaching change, and so again, put my career in my own hands, entered the transfer portal, and here I am.
Here you are.
And your last game was the Xbox Bowl, man.
It was, yeah.
How cool was that?
Awesome. It was like genuinely the coolest experience. I mean, I grew up playing Xbox, so to have a bunch of gear with the Xbox logo is pretty sick.
Hell yeah. And hopefully you didn't have the red ring of death on your 360 growing up.
I honestly have not
never have any
360 in so long.
Oh, you're one of the lucky ones. If you never had the red ring of death on your Xbox 360, you are a very lucky guy. That is our guy Drew Nicolson, new long snapper for the Arizona Wildcats, transfer from Arkansas State, the first addition to the 2026 transfer portal class. Drew, welcome back to Arizona and welcome to Tucson, man. Excited to see this season.
Yep, I'm excited. Thank you very much.
Bear down, buddy.
Bear down.
Oh yeah. See you, Drew.